Hello world, thanks for clicking on the video. Talking about Angel players I feel will take the next step this coming season. Apologies in advance for any rough cuts, audio issues, things like that. I am learning on the go, so appreciate your patience with that. Feel free to chime in and let me know what you think. Thanks. So let's get it cracking. First player I'm going to start with is Mr. Alek Manoah. I believe Alek Manoah is one of the more interesting signings for the Angels, let alone in baseball. Just based off of what he's been going through the last few years after his great 22 season where he pitched a 2.24 ERA, 200 innings pitched. I mean, if he does that last year, he's a Cy Young caliber, maybe even winning pitcher. There's a lot of upside with this signing, low risk, high reward. A lot less eyes on him too. He's not pitching in the AL East, he's pitching in the AL West, so he's not pitching in Fenway, he's not pitching against Aaron Judge and them boys in the Bronx. So it might give him a chance to get his mojo back, get back to being himself, which is I believe, a top tier pitcher, which he's proven before, and someone who makes the game fun. When he's on, he likes to talk shit, he likes to be a little animated out there, and I feel like this team could use some character. That's one of the major things missing from this team, other than talent, is character. So I'm hoping that he can bring that, his skill, make it fun around here, and get his career back on track. Next player on the list, Nolan Schanuel. Nolan is one of our more reliable players on the team. He stays healthy for the most part, hits at a good average, gets some good contact on the ball, can hit it pretty much everywhere in the ballpark. Only place he doesn't really hit it a lot is out the ballpark. When you compare Nolan to the average first baseman, he's actually above average in batting average and OBP. Batting average being 264 last year, with the average being 254 for first baseman. OBP 353 for him. League average for first baseman being 325. He gets on base at a higher clip than the typical first baseman. He could use more pop. That would be nice, especially in a traditionally pop spot at first base. But I mean, if him swinging for the fences means his average and his contact and his ability to hit it all around the baseball field, which, I mean, let's be honest, we need more of in baseball. So many guys are trying to hit the ball out the park. We lose guys like Nolan, and I don't mind it. So if you're asking me what I would like to see from Nolan next year, obviously I want to get him add a little pop. Hopefully he did that without really affecting his contact skills. Keep the on-base skills, keep the discipline, but just raise that slugging percentage, man. If we can get that to 18 to 20 homers, that would be awesome. If he makes that jump while keeping his approach, that's when he becomes a serious piece in his lineup. Next player on this list, my favorite Angel outside of Mike Trout, Ben Joyce. I do believe that Ben Joyce is our closer of the future if he can stay healthy. I mean, the guy throws 101, 102 with ease. I believe he had something like the fastest average pitch for all relievers in baseball. There are games that we've all seen on SportsCenter where he's just throwing gas and getting guys out, which are awesome, but there are also some games that he had last year and the year before that, before getting hurt, where the walks piled up. So obviously the command is a big thing, and he needs to get that in check if he does indeed want to be the closer of the future that I feel like he could be. What I want to see from Ben Joyce this year is obviously durability. He's already thrown some bullpen sessions during the spring training, which is promising, but the Angels already came out and said that they're going to take it slow, so who knows when we'll be able to see him. 1 month, 2 months, who knows. But just give me consistent strikes, show some command over that velocity that he already has. Obviously we want to get the ERA low, get some strikeouts up, and then most of all, avoid the walks. This guy, when he was off, the walks again, they piled up. So if we can stay away from that, that would be awesome. But he's my favorite Angel for a reason. Outside of Mike Trout, I feel like he is a future closer, and if he can put it all together, I mean, the sky's the limit for him. Next on this list, our first real prospect, I guess you could say, Christian Moore, one of our young guns. Christian got called up for us and immediately made an impact. He's a high energy guy, and I feel like that is contagious and what the Angels could really use in the clubhouse, if you're asking me. He did have some bumps as he got hurt and bounced back and forth between the minors and the majors, so we didn't get to see the full picture. With Christian, I don't think the goal is perfection. I think it's with a lot of young players, you just want to see that steady growth, and if we can get that some of that SEC power translate to the big leagues. That's a big thing. If we can get him for well above 100 games, I'm a happy camper. And again, if he's able to bring that energy that he brought last year, I feel like that could really be beneficial for the team. The tools are there. The energy is obviously there. I keep bringing it up. The pedigree is there with him being a top 10 pick. Now it's all about him putting it together, staying healthy, and just keeping it consistent, showing that steady growth. Good luck, Mr. Moore. Next up on this list, Mr. Grayson Rodriguez. Similar to Alek Manoah, the good thing about Grayson Rodriguez is that he's young, even younger than Alek. He's only 26 years of age. And we got him in a trade with Taylor Ward, which I feel like was a good trade. We needed the starting pitching, and Grayson has shown in the past that he's capable of being that near ace caliber starter. Rodriguez came into the league as one of the top prospects in baseball. The stuff has never really been a question with him. 2024, he had a 3.86 ERA, 124 whip, 130 strikeouts, all better than league average for a starting pitcher. There are stretches where he looked real dominant, and it looked like he might have been the pitcher for tomorrow for that young Orioles team. And then kind of fell downhill a little bit from there. We all know what happened in the 2023 start against the Rangers. Thing with that is, it was his first and only postseason start, and the Rangers obviously did end up winning the World Series that year, so take with that what you will. His career is far from over, and the good thing, like again, Alek Manoah, is that he's shown before that he is capable of being a good caliber starting pitcher. So with Grayson, the number one thing that I do want to see with him coming off elbow issues is durability. I would love to see him get well above 115 innings pitched this year. If he can get back into the threes with his ERA, I'm a happy camper. 3.86 is what he had in 2024. If he can get below that, I mean, that's astounding. But anything in the threes, I'll be more than happy with. He's a frontline starter when he's on, and if he can get close to that or better, that'll be awesome. So I'm expecting Grayson to show some great things for the Angels if he can stay healthy. And with the control that we have for him up until 2029, hopefully the future looks bright. Next on the list, Mr. Finally Found His Mojo, Adell. Man, I don't think people realize how long we've been waiting on Joe to show up. The Angels drafted him 10th overall way back in 2017, almost 10 years ago. And we're just now seeing the benefits of that. I'll be honest, before last season, I had pretty much given up hope on him. I thought that was it. We had seen what we were going to see. And boy, did he prove me wrong. The power showed up consistently. The at-bats were more controlled. He wasn't just that raw athlete guy anymore. He was actually producing consistently. In 2025, he put up 37 home runs, almost 100 RBIs, 778 OPS, all career highs. Batting average could have been a little better at 236, but in this day and age, I'll live with it. If you compare those numbers to the year before, where his batting average was barely above 200, 20 home runs, and just overall inconsistent across the board, it was a great year for him. Now, as far as the next step this coming year for Joe Adell, if he can replicate what he did offensively, I'm a happy camper. Where he really needs to make the next improvement is defensively. The advanced metrics still had him as a below average defender, negative outs above average, slightly negative defensive run save. Those numbers are obviously saying that he's giving up runs in the outfield. The arm strength is there, the speed is there. I mean, the guy has all the physical tools to be a great defensive player. He just needs to put it together. I'm not saying he has to go out there and be a gold glove outfielder, but with all those physical tools that he does have, there's no reason why he can't be, at the very least, an average defender. And this is where it gets interesting, because we have control of Joe Adell until the end of the 2027 season. So if we want to utilize his leverage, we need to figure out this year if he's a part of the long-term plan with the Angels. If not, we need to be able to utilize that leverage to trade him for some prospects, because our farm system is obviously horrible. If it's up to me, I say keep him. I just really want him to improve on that defense, especially with players like Teodosio behind him, who's a great defender. But that being said, if he comes out and regresses even a little bit from last year, maybe we really do need to trade him to start building up our farm system, because it really is a pretty bad situation that we need to address sooner than later. And Adell might be the resolution for that. So we'll see what happens with Joe. I fully expect him to replicate his offensive success that he had last year. I just really hope that he can improve defensively to help out an aging Mike Trout in the outfield. And again, if he shows any type of regression, or if the team comes across any deals that can potentially allow us to leverage him to improve our farm system, then we might have to make the decision to trade him away to do that. We can't have another situation where we have a player like Ohtani walk away for nothing without getting something in return. I saved the best for last. Mr. Zach Neto, our best player. He did miss some games last year, coming from almost playing every game the year before, so that was a little disappointing. But that being said, he still had improvements. He hit more home runs than he did in 2024, which is impressive considering he missed 30 more games. He improved on his batting average and his OBP, so he's making steady improvements. And it's not just the numbers. He's a charismatic guy, fun player to watch. He's a lot better on defense than I feel he gets credit for. Strong arm, great footwork. He's not out there just surviving at shortstop. He's actually one of the best shortstops, at least in that upper tier shortstops in baseball. So as far as what I want to see from Zach this year, I don't need a massive leap, just more steady improvement. If we can get that batting average above 250, that would be awesome. How above 250 can we go? He had more home runs in 2025 than he did in 2024 with less games played. So I don't think it's crazy to ask for 30 home runs. That would be awesome, but hey, 25, 30, I'm a happy camper. And obviously durability. We need him out there every day, as close to 150 games as possible. I get it, he might need a rest day here and there, so I'm not going to say 160 or something crazy like that. But we definitely need him out there every day. He's an everyday player. He's our best player, and he needs to be out there. Whatever it is the Angels are going to do this year, it starts and ends with Mr. Zach Neto. So I hope it's another great season for him. So that's pretty much it as far as guys I want to see take that next step this coming year. Just to throw some quick hitters out there. Logan O'Hoppe, I didn't include him in this video. He took a step back last year. He needs to get back to what he showed us in 2024. I wanted him to improve on his defense, but it seems like we've seen what we're going to get. So if he can get back to what he was in 2024, I'm a happy camper. Kieran Paris, he had his strong start last year and then kind of came back down to earth. He was in and out the minors, played infield, played outfield. He did pretty decently when he came back defensively, but he didn't really replicate that success he did offensively in the beginning of last season. So we'll see what he's able to show us. Hopefully with the chances that he does get, he's able to capitalize on it. And then José Soriano, one of our best young pitchers in terms of our starting rotation. He had some great games last year. He had a pretty decent season. I remember he had a great game against the Braves, a great game against the Mariners where he was throwing heat, striking guys out. We just need more consistency. If he can put it together, he would be a great piece in our starting rotation. So hopefully he can improve on his numbers last year and show some more improvement, and hopefully give us what would be a respectable starting rotation. And I also want to throw Sam Bachman in there. We really haven't seen a lot of him. He's one of those guys we took from that crazy draft back in 2021 where we took a pitcher with every single pitch. Sam Bachman, I feel like, is a diamond in the rough for this team if he can stay healthy. I talked about Ben Joyce earlier being that closer of the future. I feel like Sam Bachman can be that great setup guy if he can stay healthy. He has great stuff, great movement on his pitches, and if he's able to, again, stay healthy, I don't see why he can't be that setup guy for the future. So thanks for watching this video, whoever you are, wherever you may be. Let me know if you have any opinions on what I said or any players I might have missed that you feel might take that next step this coming year. The next video I want to do is talk about players who I feel will take a step back this coming season, and I have some surprising and not so surprising additions I want to make to that list. So appreciate your feedback, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jargon, and I'll catch you later.